Today, we're talking about what's in my camera bag. What's going on, guys? With the start of a new year, it only makes sense for me to go over the items that I'm going to keep in my bag in the upcoming wedding season, as well as some of the new things that I've added. If you're new to the channel and you like content based on photography and videography, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe below. Seeing that we're going over items that I keep in my bag, leave some of the items you keep in your bag in the comment section below. Now to go over the bag. I use the Thule Covert DSLR Daypack. This bag has been amazing for me over the last few years. Seeing that it is a bit beaten up, I'm thinking about getting a new one. So if you have any tips on a good DSLR bag, you could leave that as well in the comments below. The reason I love this bag, there's just so many different pockets. You have so many different places where you can keep camera stuff, lenses. You can keep your laptop back here or tablet, whichever you prefer. It's got this big opening in the top where you can, even if you're not shooting a wedding, you can just pack so much stuff inside there. I don't know if you can see, but I really love it for all its storage. It is starting to run out of space for me. I wish I could fit a little bit more gear in here, which is why I'm looking for a new bag, but it is, really served its purpose over these last few years. Now the stuff that's inside of it. I wish I could hold something in my hand to show you, but I'm actually filming on the Z6 right now, which is the newest item that I've added to the bag. As most of you know, I recently switched over from DSLR to mirrorless, so this camera has been an amazing addition to the bag. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, as I've already done a video which you can check out by clicking the card above, but it's the best addition that I've added to my bag. Although I've switched to mirrorless, I still want to keep my D810 in my bag with me. As most professional photographers know, you never want to be on location and have equipment fail and not have a backup. So I'm bringing this bad Larry with me to each wedding this year as a backup. I do use it in some instances where I don't want to change out a lens that I have on the Z6 and maybe want to do macro shots. So I'll keep the macro lens on this camera and pull it out basically just for ring shots, close-up shots that I want to get on the day of the wedding. Another camera that I have in my bag that may surprise you is this Pentax 645. As a wedding photographer, I edit a lot of my images to make them look like film, so it only made sense that I added a film camera to my bag and to shoot both on the day of, because film just adds this timeless look to your photos that you really just can't get out of digital. So I always have this camera with me, and since I have a film camera with me, it only makes sense for me to carry film around on the day of the wedding. This is super important because without it, I can't shoot film. I mainly shoot with Fujicolor Pro 400 because I feel like this is the film that gets the best color that matches my digital images and the color and the feel that I go for. The way that this exposes when you overexpose it on a film camera just makes it look amazing. So that's why I keep it included in my bag on the day of the wedding. The first lens I want to talk about is the Sigma Art 35mm 1.4. This lens is my absolute favorite. There was a time period where I didn't even take this lens off my camera and shot most of the day with it. The Art lens series is known for its sharpness and superb quality, and it's actually the one that I'm using to film this right now. The next lens that I have with me is a little sentimental. It was the first lens that I ever bought when I got into photography, and it's my nifty 50. This lens has been with me through it all. I learned so much about photography on this lens, and it's the perfect lens to get the photos that I need on a wedding day, such as couple portraits or individual portraits. No matter what I'm looking for, this focal length is the perfect for all-around photos. The next lens I have is the Sigma 24-70. It may not be as sharp as the Nikon counterpart, but this lens is great when you want to just run around the ceremony and have different focal lengths right at the tip of your finger. You can go quickly from 24 to 70, have that 50mm mid-range. It's just a great all-around lens, and like I said, it's not as sharp as the Nikon counterpart, but it's really done its job over the last few years. The final lens that I keep in my bag on a wedding day is the Tokina 100mm. I found this lens to the angry photographer early on in my photography career. I had been just fresh out of college and I didn't have a lot of money to spend on a lens, and this was the perfect price range for a macro lens that shot at 100mm to get that really nice compressed look. At $400, you can't really argue with the sharper image out of this, and I know that there's a newer version out, which I haven't checked yet because I've been content with this version, that I haven't seen a need to upgrade. A tool I found really useful a few years ago was this Altura mini tripod. The great thing about this tripod is that it also doubles as a really stable video mount, so if on the day of the wedding I want to shoot some video details to use as content on social media, I can just throw the camera on here and have some really smooth handheld shots, and it quickly converts if I wanted to vlog as well at the wedding. I could just pop open the legs, flip this down, and I have a little tripod I could just place and be able to use whenever I need it. Another thing we wedding photographers know we definitely need on the day of the wedding is batteries, and lots of them. I love these little cases that you can get for your rechargeable batteries because it allows you to just pop your batteries out quickly, and when you have used ones, I usually just flip them in upside down, and you know, okay, if you see the tip, then that's a used battery, and it's good to just have your batteries organized and not bouncing around in the bottom of your camera bag. I also enjoy this style of battery holder for my camera batteries because it allows you to just fold it up if you need to and throw it in your camera bag, and it doesn't take up too much space because it lays flat like this. My go-to speed light is the Yongnou YN600EX. This is a great budget all-around speed light. I've owned the Nikon speed lights in the past, and I feel like this speed light performs just as well for the quarter of the price. One of my most used items in my camera bag is probably these Zeiss Wipes. Rather than having your normal cloths to just wipe off your lens, you're able to have a pre-moistened wipe that dries off instantly, so you can just wipe your lens, it'll be nice and clear, and you just throw it away when you're done. Another one of my favorite items to have in my bag is this SD card case. This thing has protected me many SD cards over the years. Having one of these is so much better than having your SD cards separated in those little plastic containers that they come with. You're able to organize everything, so if you've already shot a card, I usually just flip it upside down and you know, okay, that card's filled, let's go on to the next one. The next item is the Rode Video Micro. I love this little guy because it's perfect to just throw on your camera when you want quick, clean audio. It performs great, get nice clean audio in such a small size so it doesn't feel like it's taking up too much room in your bag just to have. This item has been a lifesaver on quite a few occasions, and that's the Miady Powerbank. Multiple times throughout the day, I'm checking my phone to make sure I'm on track with my schedule, talking to second shooters, shooting and posting content for social media, and before I know it, my phone's at almost 0%. And to have this to charge my phone, my camera, any other equipment that I might need is super key. Now, I found this item a few years ago, and I just love its versatility, and it's these canvas plastic bags that come with zippers. I like these over the alternative of just putting plastic baggies in your bag to organize things. They don't puncture easily. I have lens caps in this bag that I can just have organized in its own bag. I use these bags for cables, power chargers, anything that could just bounce around in the bottom of your bag is just gonna make it hard to find when you actually need it. So having these types of bags to organize it is key. Last but not least, one of my favorite items to have on a wedding day is this Fanny Pack. And I know what you're thinking, I'm not some 90s powerlifter, so why do I need a fanny pack? This item has helped me distance myself from having to carry my heavy camera bag throughout the entirety of the day. If I get to the reception area and we're gonna take the bride and groom out for some photos, I can throw a couple batteries in here, some SD cards, and a few lenses, and I have everything I need to capture without having to lug around my bag all day. So this has been a great addition to my camera bag ever since I introduced it. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed going through all the items that I keep in my camera bag with me, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.